Hi, Sariana van As here with another art journaling tutorial for stencil art. I made use of a variety of products that will be listed at the end of the video and is available at www.stencil-art.co.za. I will be using a Strathmore visual journal with Bristol smooth paper. Start off by applying Heritage Craft gesso paste with a palette knife over the whole page and dry with a heat tool. I spray the whole background with acrylic sprays that I've made myself, and you can see how to do this in a previous tutorial. The colors is teal and white. Move the page around to move and mix the paint and dry with a heat gun. I've added more spray where I saw there were some open gaps. I used my Neighbourhood stencil and applied gesso through the three houses with a paintbrush. I did not like the look of the painted houses, so I'd rather use the stencil and drew three houses on scrapbook pattern paper. I've cut it out and adhered it over the painted houses on the background with Ranger Multimedia Matte. I tore a page out of an old book and cut out the windows and door shapes. I also adhered this with Ranger Multimedia Matte. I made a wash from gesso and water and applied it to the whole page with a brush. Apply 3D crystal acrylic paint through the cherry blossom stencil and let dry overnight. I found that the 3D crystal acrylic makes bubbles and burn if you try to dry it with a heat tool. I lined the stencil up over the flowers and applied distress paint and spiced marmalade to the flowers and mowed lawn to the leaves. Apply some distress paint in picket fence to the centers of the flowers and some mustard seed to the leaves and blend with your finger. Add details with a white Sakura glaze pen by laying the My Neighbourhood stencil over the houses. Add pavement blocks with the Pit Artist Big Brush pen in warm grey. Paint the awnings on the houses with Heritage Free Flow acrylic paint in Carmine, that is the red color, turquoise and orange. Use the white Big Brush pen to add more details to the houses. It looked like the houses was floating in the air, so I decided to extend the pavement blocks up to the houses by making use of a warm grey Big Brush pen. Color the windows and the doors with Big Brush pens. Paint the roofs with Heritage Free Flow acrylic red oxide. Add some more details to the houses and the flowers with the Big Brush pens and blend with a paper towel or your finger. I followed the same steps to create the flowers on watercolor paper. I will be adding some of the flowers and leaves to create some dimension. Use the sunray stencil and add sun rays behind the houses with Portfolio water-soluble oil pastels. I made use of orange, red orange, yellow orange and yellow. I lengthened the sun rays with a ruler to extend it to the end of the page. I started blending with my finger but found that it was too big and I'd rather use the Ink Essentials craft nib for blending. Use the portfolio oil pastel in blue-green to add some shadows around the flowers and blend with your finger. Shade around the flower petals and the leaves with the oil pastels. Attach the flowers and the leaves with multimedia matte. Use the grey portfolio oil pastel to color in the pavement blocks and blend with a water brush. Use your oil pastels to add shading to the houses. Add details to the flowers and the leaves with big brush pens. Add shading around the houses with portfolio blue-green and blend with Ranger's craft nib. Add a cupcake to the shop's name board with a big brush pen, as well as, yes, I can't help myself, some more details to the houses. To finish off the page, I added a quote and the date with a white Sharpie extra fine paint pen.